What's up, guys? Editor Josh speaking from the apartment. And I was stupid and I forgot to film it. Well, I didn't forget. I filmed an intro for the video and it disappeared. So this is going to be the intro for today's video, just chilling in the apartment. So today I wanted to put my oil pump and pickup as well as the screen onto the 318. And so you guys are going to see me go through the process of that, as well as I decided to do some fun stuff. And I put the aluminum heads and the weigh-in intake and the carb, just kind of set it on the motor because I want to see what it's going to look like. So that is going to be the process of today's video, and I wish I wouldn't have lost the intro that I made at the shop because it was way cooler than this one is. So anyways, let's get into that right now. All right, guys, before I start tossing this thing on, this new Mellings high volume, I'd like to just show you guys kind of the couple differences in this one versus the stock oil pumps. Let's do that right now. Just before I throw this together, I want to show you guys a little bit how this one is better than this one. Starting off with, not only does it just flow more oil to the engine, it has a little bit bigger mouth here to send oil through the rest of the oil passageways in the block. And honestly, this is just a lot nicer piece than the stock Mopar oil pump. So, not too bad at all. Little bigger ridge on this side compared to this one here. So, hopefully, we can get this installed pretty quick. And we can start doing some fun stuff. Start putting those goodies on. Everybody, I've made the crucial mistake of doing something without knowing what to do next. And that is, I put the oil pump drive shaft in when it was supposed to go in after the oil pump, because when you try to set the oil pump on and get it in the keyhole that's in the new oil pump, it pushes the drive shaft out. So that being said, we'll just put that on after. We'll pull the oil pump drive shaft back out of the motor, and then we'll just toss it back in after we get the new oil pump in. So let's just do that real quick. Now, when you're removing an oil pump drive shaft, you want to do this with absolute expert precision in order not to break anything. And said expert precision is going to involve me trying to turn this over and catching the oil pump drive shaft as it comes out of the motor as such. Just like that. That is what I call some top mechanic work right there. Let's go ahead and just place this to the side. Still got that ultra slick on it there. Go ahead and pop the safety pin into our lock and handle there. And now, I suppose, nothing more to do than get this oil pickup onto the new oil pump. And before I get this thing tightened down, I do want to get this on and then make sure that this isn't going to hit anything on my oil pan. I want to make sure all the clearances are good. To do that, we're going to have to start threading it on in to our new oil pump, which is surprisingly harder than it looks. Okay, got it started here. Okay, on the old oil pump it was about that far in, so we can tighten it a little more. What I do, I'm gonna go ahead and slap it on there, and let's get a bolt in this so that way it's not falling about the place. Just holding it on, you know. And good, here's one. Let's go ahead and start it. Doesn't need to be in really at all. So that right there, damn, this oil pump clears the crankshaft counterweight by like fucking nothing. That is super tight clearance. That's what you like to see on a high performance motor. Says me, which my motor is only gonna make like 375. That's high performance, brother. All right, let's get this thing kind of positioned where I think it needs to be. So right about there. We'll grab our oil pan here. Obviously, no gasket on it. And we'll just kind of lay it on and make sure it doesn't hit anything. All right, so that's where it's gonna rest. And I'm not feeling any sort of like clearancing issue. The oil pan seats all the way. If I could just see up in the bottom there, I could probably see what's going on. Let's see. If I still got a flashlight in my box. I do. Check that out real quick. Of course, my flashlight is dead. Wow, that is actually so useless. John Deere, please make these flashlights last just a little bit longer. Luckily, got a backup. My snap-on ratchet has a light in it, so let's let's just see if we can use that to see what's in here. Oh yeah, that's looking mint. That is about where we want that to be. I think we are good to go when it comes to the oil pump's placement. That is looking freaking great. So let's go ahead and get this thing tightened down to where I want it to be. About there. And nothing left to do but get the new gasket on this, get the bolts I have for it, get it torqued down. And then that will be the oiling system basically completed for this motor. So yeah, let's get that done real quick here. Take our old crappy bolt out. And because I'm stupid, and I don't like to put things, you know, in an organized fashion when I take it apart, I get to scrounge through a bunch of bolts and try and find which ones are my oil pump bolts. And frankly, I'm not going to make you guys sit through that on camera because that is absolutely outrageous and that is a waste of time for all you guys watching. So I'm just going to do that off camera and I will turn it back on once I find the bolts. Alrighty guys, you know, I'm no liar, but I would be lying if I said I had those oil pump bolts because they are not even close to existence. So unfortunately, this is going to have to be postponed, getting this oil pump on for now. I mean, that's not really a big deal because I have so much other things to do. And let's be real, it's not like I'm on a time constraint for this. I still have a whole nother semester of college to get it done because realistically, my time constraint is I have to take it home at the end of the summer. So that's for sure got to happen. But unfortunately, the oil pump is just going to have to sit for now. But I guess that means we can start doing something fun and start putting our cool shit on the top end of this motor. Now, I've already tried. Spoiler alert, as soon as I took the heads out of the box, I wanted to put them on. And I learned that one of the dowels on the head surface here, I believe it's either this one or this one, is just a little bit too thick to fit on these cylinder heads. It fits in perfectly on this side, the cylinder heads that is. And they look great. But unfortunately, this side, I'm gonna have to get a little bit of emery cloth and kind of just go down a little bit on this dowel. You know, take some material off of it just to make sure these heads slip on just nice and perfect. That way we have no issues with them at all. And yeah, frankly, I really want to see what this looks like with the whole top end setup on it. So let's get that done right about now because frankly, I've been itching. I spent a lot of money on these parts and I want them on the motor. So let's do that. Before I get started, we got to take that dowel down. So I got some 400 grit emery cloth here. We're not trying to take too much off this dowel. We're just trying to take a little bit of material off. That way, these heads slip on just a little bit easier. So let's do that now. Ladies and gentlemen, after a long bit of tedious smoothing down the dowels on this side of the block, we have finally got the heads on, and damn, this thing looks beautiful. Last thing we got to put on, let's try this crowning jewel on here. All right, got this thing tossed together behind me on the stand here, but I'll let you guys see it in a little B-roll because it looks way cooler than I thought it was going to be. Check this out. This thing is looking tits. Like, this is a freaking sweet looking setup here we got. So I think I'm gonna call it there for the night just because it's already getting kind of late and I spent enough time messing around with this thing and I like to go back and kind of just hang out in my apartment. So, and plus I can't really go anywhere yet because I do need to get some oil pump oil down bolts because alas, I lost those like a big dumb bitch, and now I get to buy some freshies. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This thing is looking freaking great. And I hope you guys enjoy the series. Like, comment, subscribe, all that you guys. I'll let you guys do all that. And I hope you guys are enjoying the series. And that's all for now. Josh Mello out.